New Yorkers bugging out. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Heard this recently. Actually, Angry Prepper. Check out his channel. Good dude. Was talking about it because he lives there. How the city came out and rewrote a document that said every New Yorker should have a bug out bag. That is so ludicrous. Can you imagine what it would be like if a city the size of New York, LA, Chicago, any major city, if the people tried to bug out? Because you know that most of the people would not bug out until told to, or until things were so bad that it was so obvious that even the sheeple got it. Then what would happen? You're not bugging out anywhere. Why? Because think about it. Cities, there's limited access. There's only so many roads going into and out of a city. I get it. There may be a lot. But there's not a lot of roads compared to how many people there are. And the sheeple, would just get in their cars and drive. They wouldn't think about bicycles. They wouldn't think about motorcycles, most of them. And I'm not talking to everybody. I get it. There's good people in New York City even. But I'm talking about the hordes, the people that don't get it, the people that aren't here watching these videos. And they're not on any other prepper channel either. They're watching the cute, fluffy puppy dogs lick things, or somebody blowing up soda bottles with Alka-Seltzer or something. That's what they're watching on YouTube. Yeah. Man, they're not thinking about even probably walking. Maybe they're thinking about subways. Maybe they're thinking about trains. Maybe they're thinking about buses. Maybe they're thinking about other things like that. But those are not going to go anywhere. It's ludicrous to think that anybody thinks that bugging out of a city en masse is a good idea. All that's going to cause is more death, more destruction, more problems. It's like you don't yell fire in a crowded movie theater, right? Because then everybody will trample each other. Just like Black Friday. You look at Black Friday when these places open these doors and these people trample each other and stuff. It's pathetic. That's what it would be like, though. It would be like that, and people fighting and all kinds of violence. You know, there would be a lot of gun violence also. And well, I hate saying that. It's not gun violence. It's people being violent with firearms versus people being violent with anything else. I hate it when they say gun violence. There's nothing violent about a gun. A gun is a tool just like a hammer. But the point is this is completely ludicrous. Do cities and counties and or states and the nation need to have plans, emergency plans in place, emergency management type stuff in place for emergencies? Yes, they do. So, yes, I guess, telling people to have stuff on hand to get out of the city if they have to isn't an irresponsible thing in of itself. But what's irresponsible about it is the fear that it causes for the people. Just like that thing about preparing for nuclear war or a nuclear event, whether it be a dirty bomb, a nuclear bomb, whatever it may be. I get that some of these policies have to be updated from time to time. So it's one of those things. It's hard. I don't know. It's just, if anybody thinks that if every New Yorker has a bug out bag, that'll do them any good. If they're not on channels like this one and other preparedness channels, if they're not preppers, if they don't get what's going on, or even if they're not preppers, if they're just awake people that know what's going on, then they won't get out in time. They'll be stuck. It's ludicrous to try to think about evacuating an entire city. All the roads will be blocked. The best advice I have, if you are in New York or in a major city, and if you're thinking about bugging out, well, first off, pay attention to everything around you, situational awareness. gather intelligence, know what's going on, so you can get out at the earliest sign of problems. Actually, the best thing is to get out of the cities now. Move rural. But if you don't, yes, have a bug out bag, of course, but also be smart. Have a mountain bike or an electric bike or I really like, one option I would really love to get would be an enduro. What is an enduro? It's a motorcycle. It is basically, you've seen those like dirt bikes that they race and stuff like that, off-road desert racing, the courses and stuff like that. A dirt bike. It's basically a dirt bike with mirrors. There may be other differences. I'm not a motorcycle guy. I don't know that much about them. But what it is basically it's an off-road capable, street legal bike. That would be one of the ultimate bug out vehicles, I think. And scouting vehicles and other things. Because why? You can't carry a bunch of stuff. True. But you can carry more stuff than you can on a bicycle or on foot. But what it provides you is it provides you the ability to use it now. And if you're still bugging out like within rule of law situation, not that the police would give a crap that you don't have mirrors on, but having a street legal option for getting out somewhere or getting deep in the woods somewhere is a really good thing to have. That is one of the really good preps I would love to get. Like I said, it would give you additional capabilities also, not just my big truck. 'Cause my big truck, yeah, and the tow straps and the come-alongs and all this stuff like that I have. Could I clear a road and get through it? Well, it depends on how many cars are on the road. Where I am, odds are the directions I would be heading to bugging out or to getting out if there's any kind of event the roads wouldn't be completely clogged, like bumper to bumper to bumper for miles, like they would in a city. So if you're in a city, you got to think about these things. Like I said, a bicycle is really good. A motorcycle is really good. I love those Harleys. I would love to have a Harley too, but it's just not practical. It's one of those things I always have to think practical. Just like I see new defensive tools hitting the market, and I'm like, oh, those are really sweet. Oh, this one is awesome. Oh, that looks cool. Oh, they would give me this capability, stuff like that. But I stick with the good old Arkansas 1.5er. Why? Because it's simple. And everybody has them. Parts, other things. Keeping it simple. Same with, having, if I was going to get a motorcycle, it wouldn't be a street bike. It wouldn't be a sport bike. It would be either a dirt bike, just, non-street legal, or an enduro. And there's different kinds. I don't know that much. I'm not going to go into, this isn't about enduros. But what it is, it's basically a street legal dirt bike. I know there's different kinds. BMW makes them. There's the ones that you see on the tracks and stuff like that where they're doing all the fancy jumps and stuff like that. And then you got the ones that you see on like the races across Africa, the desert rallies and stuff like that. They're very different bikes as far as I know. But thinking about options. But the biggest thing is if you live in a city and you're worried about bugging out, you got to get out before the horde does. Let me see. You got to check the time. Yeah, okay. Just got to keep track of that. And what I'm doing is I'm lifting up my hand because the background right there is light and the numbers are in white, so I can't see them unless I put my hand up there. Little explanation. Before I forget, would you do me the honor of subscribing, of hitting that thumbs up, commenting below, sharing the videos for other people to empower and uplift others, bringing more people into this fold? Very important. Also, the little heart with a thanks in it, that's called a super thanks. Super sticker, whatever you want to call it. If you feel like helping us out, being able to produce better content, do more things, have more options, please hit that. Okay, so yes, how are you going to stay abreast of what is going on? Because you can't trust the mainstream media. And some of the alternative media is really out there sometimes. Now, I hesitate to use the word conspiracy theory because the difference between conspiracy theory and fact is usually just time. Time will tell. I'm not the kind of person where, I mean, to me, everything is not a conspiracy. But there are a lot out there. There are a lot of things going on behind the scenes that, you know, people say, oh, this person's a big conspiracy theorist. Well, 5, 10 years later, it's like, whoa, that guy said it back then. No longer a conspiracy because people know about it. A lot of this stuff isn't even been hidden anymore. They don't care. It's right in front of our faces. They're not even trying to hide the fact of their agenda anymore. Agenda 2030, Agenda 21, the Bilderbergers, Trilateral Commission, World Economic Forum, all these people, they don't care anymore. They know that the majority of people are so stupid and ignorant and, just sitting there on their zombies on their cell phones, texting or playing app games or whatever it may be, that they don't even know. They're not going to know anyway. Even if you slap them in the face, they're going to be like, oh, oh man, that pisses me off. Yeah, if you're in the cities, get out. If you can't, which I don't believe is possible, there's always a way. But if you have to be in the city right now, look at alternative sources. Pay attention to community forums and or community Facebook pages. I don't do Facebook at all, but there are a lot of things out there, a lot of sources of information that you might possibly be able to use to give you enough warning to get out before the horde, before the masses. Also, if you are prepared to get out quickly, even if you don't have a forewarning, if you're starting to bug out when everybody else is if you have your bug out bag squared away, sitting by the door, in your vehicle, on your bike, whatever it may be, everything pre-staged. You thought about it proactively. And then and you dress in such a manner in your regular everyday life like I do. I always wear subdued colors. This is it's got paint all over it and stuff. This is a trash shirt that I wear out in the yard. No, I don't dress up for you guys here on YouTube. And then, just my old tactical pants that have holes in the knees now, garden pants now. But if you wear appropriate footwear, appropriate clothing in your lives, then no matter what, and you got everything pre-staged as best as you possibly can, then when that warning goes out, you just, boom, grab that bag, grab that, you grab your kit bag, grab your bug out bag, grab whatever you can, get in your vehicle and get out, or get on your vehicle, get out, start walking, whatever it may be. So planning is a big part of it. If you do have to wait, as long as you planned, you might be able to get out before others, because they'll be running around trying to grab things and stuff like that. It'll take them longer to get out the door. Unless they're total idiots and they don't grab anything and they just jump in their vehicles and run, which also may be the case. So like I said, it's a difficult situation. But if you think about it, if you prepare for it, if you try to be aware of the situations around you, you might be successful. It's one of those things. No matter how much I prep, no matter how much we do, I might be successful. I might live. There's no guarantees. We got to remember that. We got to trust in Him, but we got to do our part. Very important. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.